And now what I want to look at is the digital sales funnel. So now that you've got all of this, it's time to really start thinking, right, how am I going to get my customers in terms of your positioning? Really, this is the start of content marketing. So the first thing you want to do is you want to raise awareness. You're going to do that through content marketing, social media. If you've got enough budget, it can be through paid advertisements, SEO, public relations. So starting with the content marketing now, you're at a stage where, and I don't know why, when people always talk about digital marketing, content marketing is just like this little side thing or further on down the list. It's a major thing. It's time to now start putting content out. So whether you have started, it's time to put a strategy together. All of you today should leave here with some type of strategy where you are putting content out, if not weekly, fortnightly. And even if you say, if you're not doing it fortnightly, if you get to a month and you haven't put content out, feel bad. Feel really bad. And think to yourself, I've got to give myself a kick up the bum. So just think about how your content marketing looks. It's really funny. I don't know about all of you. The video thing's quite new for me. I think sometimes when I'm sitting on the train or I'm at home, I don't always like sound, as silly as that might sound. I think I'm still of a generation that likes to read, actually. Then at the same time, I'm getting more and more into video because it's just more convenient. Like if I just want to get a snapshot of what something's talking about, it's just easier to listen to the video, because if I read, I'll get to paragraph 1 and just switch off and not read it. So I would suggest you have a mixture of the two, or you really think about your industry. I actually think for the care industry, believe it or not, they probably are people that prefer to read. And if you just got them to cross the threshold into video, I think it would make a huge difference. A huge difference. I think even with like all the hair and beauty, all tips and advice, I mean, your industry is so visual and video. I just don't think you should be doing anything else, if you really want me to be honest with you. Even with the makeup, I just don't feel like you should be doing anything else other than video. And if you did do content, think about doing maybe free reports. So again, you can use sites like Fiverr, Flipino or Upworks, and all of you should think about having some type of free lead magnet, something to give away that establishes yourself as an authority, but something that relates back to your business. So for you, Malawa, I actually think that a lot of people just like to ignore why things are going on with their bodies and the hormones. So it needs to be some type of free tutorial, or a free report, I think, in your sense of, you know, have you ever suffered from any of these? Find out the reason why. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, and those are things that, and again, you can put that on your website as well. That can be on your social media pages, and it's a reason when people first engage with you to start following you. You're bringing awareness. Even you do bridal, don't you? Bridal, yeah. Brides can be a nightmare, and they love free information. So even just a guide of how to get the perfect hair and makeup on your day without, you know, being overwhelmed or stressed. You know, you more than anybody, because you do brides and you speak to them on the day.
Doing a trial and I've got a friend that's come who got married previously or something, and they'll say something like, oh my makeup artist didn't tell me that, or my makeup artist didn't do that, or that wasn't free, or
but you see,
yeah.
all that, right, you need to open your laptop and just brain dump it. And even if you don't want to put it into a report, go somewhere like Fiverr and find someone, send them the notes that you typed up and say, could you adapt this into a report for me of like a free tip book? And that's what you should be giving away. The mere fact that you even got that feedback, your one's done for you. You actually know, yeah, you could be giving that away for free. And that could be your awareness of making people aware of why they should use you. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Think about what your audience would like, yeah, because I think your audience is quite high end, is what I've got from here today.
Giving everyone advice, and what even with brides, like I offer like not just bridal do their skin for them like before, and I offer it as sometimes I do it for free because I'm like, you're spending money on me, let me just do your
What
hair.
about like there must be a lead up because when you're obviously when you're getting married.
Yeah, so I
the
do like a
time,
year
right?
package. So before they come,
Oh, that's
So what
excellent.
they can do to their skin like the week up to
exactly
the
that's
actual
So
day.
what I would do, I would write some type of document of what the benefits are for the year package, but just not call it that. Does that make any sense? Yeah, and like literally say, what you how to get the best skin, your desired weight. Does that make sense?
That's what I did. I teamed up with a fitness instructor, and I was like,
Oh wow, you've got content coming out your bum, literally.
Content.
Yeah, it is. It's not easy. It isn't. But you two you've got loads of content and just don't even. Yeah, you just need to structure it into something. And again, maybe just outsource it if you can afford it. But like I said, you might not just outsource it here. Does that make sense? And just start getting some reports and tips. Because what you might find is it sounds like you've probably got a book, even though you don't realise it, by the way. Yeah, and you could be giving away like a free ebook. But even if you didn't do that and that overwhelms you, chunk it out. So each chapter that you do is a free guide. And then maybe at the end of next year, once you've got 12 guides together or whatever the case may be, you get someone to put all that material into one book. That way it doesn't overwhelm you as much and it just gets you started. But I would definitely say everyone has to do, like I'm doing my book and I'm finding it.
read that key principle of influence, honestly, by Daniel Presley.
Is it Daniel?
Yeah, Daniel Presley, yeah. P-R-I-E-S-T-N-E-L-Y.
actually this
Like,
summer.
if you've got loads of content in that, that's absolutely amazing. Because that's where that's where you start off. Like, I need to just put content out there and then publish it. That become like a personal authority.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, wow, how can I even do that? Because I haven't got the content. Like, once you start doing that, literally, then,
You have
he's
have it all
a
over.
massive big, but like, yeah, if you do this in 12 months' time, that business will come to you literally.
Even content plan as well, if you're maybe stuck with ideas. Like I use Trello and I put things in different boards.
Well, this is a PR girl. So.
So it's like people use it to like sort of organise tasks or come up with ideas. So I use it for myself and I've used it for clients previously. And you can just come up with ideas and put it, organise it into like different boards, and you can put like a card on it, so that you can sort of have ideas that you can refer back to. And I use it for content.
How do you spell it? See, good to talk.
If you don't mind, that maybe I'll get something into business card. We can sit down. So once I explain to you exactly what we do, then you can sort of like guide me to the end. I tell you what, if you go through this one, find content. Because I know there's loads of stuff about
There is.
Yeah.
Is it Trello? T-R... And also, guys, again, if you go on to sites like Upworks and Fiverr, you can actually like buy pre-designed stuff that works really well. So for instance, if you're into coaching and motivational, you can do things like buy 100 motivational videos and then use that, and you might post them every day on Instagram. So for you, Malawi, you might find someone that can do you some video and just like hair and beauty or hormone, or you can even just pay someone. Does that make sense? And get, even if you've got 24 videos, short, like 10-second videos made, that's 2 posts a month on Instagram. Do you see what I mean? And in the meantime, the content isn't just about, because you've got so much content for you, you definitely need to be writing, ideally a book, but if not, guides, tips, and putting it together.
This salon I'm talking about, it's funny because when they first opened, there was a small salon in like, Ealing or where it was, and I actually went for an interview there before I opened up my own salon. I actually went for an interview, and that lady, she actually did an ebook online every kind of week. This is now, I'm talking about 10 years ago.
Wow, she was,
Like 10 years ago.
yeah, she was.
Every week I would get guidance on beauty, and now she's got 7 salons.
Yeah.
So I guess he booked as well.
Yeah, but you've actually got the content. That's the thing about it. You've just got to get it put together, but maybe you get some resource and help on that and just get it done.
She's the only salon I know that does that.
Yeah, it's not
It's not
I totally agree, way ahead of her time. If she did that 10 years ago, and I think for me, if you want me to be honest with you, a lot of the things that I've learned in the last 2 years is from Over the Waters, by the way. I think the UK isn't as on the information and the digital age. If you want me to be honest with you, there's some real. This stuff does work. It's not a myth. I'm gonna buy. I'm on my way. I can guarantee you, when I'm on my way home on the train, that I'm gonna be, because I do that because I'll forget otherwise. I'm just gonna buy it. The amount of books I've got on my Kindle that I haven't started yet. No, I'm taking your advice on that, without a shadow of a doubt. So you've got things like Trello. So you want to be lead generation, but don't get overwhelmed thinking, oh my God, I've got to do a book, I've got to do a report. Even if you don't, and where you guys have just started, even just posting on your Instagram and Facebook just weekly with an image or a short video. If you go on Fiverr, you'd be surprised on what you can buy. You could even be going on YouTube and seeing vegan posts and videos that you really like, and just get someone to recreate that for you as an MP4 file. Don't ever use YouTube and Facebook don't like each other. So you can't use an embedded link from YouTube on Facebook, because Facebook just isn't, trust me on it, it's to do with their algorithms. They are in competition. That's why Facebook is such a good platform to use at the moment, because it's so cost effective. And they are boosting video massively because they want to create their own TV station, being YouTube. So that's why Facebook at the minute is my favourite platform. I don't believe it's always going to be this cheap. So you don't use an embedded link from YouTube on Facebook, but you can take a video from Facebook, get it recreated by an editor on MP4. You know, a lot of people that have got these videos, they don't mind you sharing it as well, because they're trying to raise awareness, especially with an issue like vegan and animal friendly. Do you know what I mean? They're there to be educating people. So if you want to cross your T's and dot your I's, you get permission. But a lot of these people that are posting things on YouTube, they're happy for you to use it, to be promoting it. Even things about our hormones, Milal, there are, especially in America and over the waters, there'll be videos on it. You could just be reposting stuff on Facebook just to create an awareness page and all those subjects around it, different interviews. So in the meantime, while you're even still figuring out or building your website, you can still just be posting content that kind of makes people think, okay, this is what you do in the arena that you're doing it in, even for yourself as well. I think there's a lot of information. Well, you use Instagram and you use it really well as well. So one of the things that I want to look at when we get on social media with you, I want you to start really thinking about, how am I going to drive my traffic off Instagram into me having their details and being able to remarket to them and knowing who they are. That is what you definitely need to do. But you do need to get a website. Promise me you're going to do it for the 31st. So that's awareness. So now what you need to do is the interest. And the interest is more of the detailed content, like ebook newsletters. And even though you do procurement, I do procurement as well. Don't think they don't tear your website. Yeah, I know. Because I've learned that the hard way, just to let you know, where I was spending all these times doing these tenders, which feels like a marathon, a dissertation, all in the same week. And it's disheartening when you do all that work and then you don't get anywhere with it. It starts to make you think, oh, is this even worth it? But they are bigger contracts. And if you get them, it's the sweet spot, as I like to call it. So by you offering things of, if you don't like writing, just get on the video. You've got a lot to say and you've got a lot to know, but chunk the information out, all of you. And what I mean by chunk is, I'm going to give you an example. If you said to me, what's my telephone number? I would say it's 077 232 33204. I chunked it. So if anything I can say, remember that when you're putting content together, try and not make it just a mass of all this of information and someone's just like, you don't know where you're going. Chunk it out. You know, tips and advice of what you need to do for bridal hair and makeup, all the things that you put in there. What you can do, another tip guide, what you can do to save your nail plates if you constantly, you know, have acrylic or shellac on. Just constant, it's just churn out constant advice. It doesn't have to be, don't make it into something that it's not, and you've got to use a method that is more comfortable for you. I think where you are an established authority already, yeah, it's straying towards a book without a shadow of a doubt. And even if you didn't do a book, a series of video tutorials. So you could do the book, but I still with you would do a series of video tutorials as well. And it could be with those tutorials, you do it as a membership on your site where you just get someone to pay a monthly fee for all that information, or you give it away for free just to gain someone's trust. And then when they come into your shop, they're not arguing or saying your prices should be lower. Yeah, the position is something that you need to look at. So you want to do the awareness at first, so people think you look good, you've got images, you've got small videos, and then the interest is the prospect, which is an ebook. So for you, if you was doing the ebook, at this prospect stage, really try and get some money. So you might give your book away for free, but they've got to pay for postage and packaging. So you're liquidating the cost of the book because there's a cost into you making that book that needs to be covered. So even if you did a free report, what a funnel could be with that a free tool or a free tutorial, it could be at the end of it you upsell them to a voucher, 50% off voucher to get their hands and nails done. Just so they start, does that make sense? They've not just taken your report and you've got a lead, but you can start converting that maybe into a customer. It has to be something of really low value. See, in America believes that even if someone buys something off of you for $1, it doesn't matter, you now have a customer. Because someone's taken out their debit card, keyed it in, and they've started to build a relationship of trust. So think about what can you afford to give away after you've given away, especially for you with the ebook, you at your ebook stage. Yeah, or if they download, if you had a book that was all about what to do for the year before you get married, for example, for a one time only, you might offer them a special price for that year package that they cannot get at any other time other than when they've got to that into your funnel, which will be ClickFunnels. This is how ClickFunnels works. So I'm going to draw out a ClickFunnels for us in the minute to look at. So the decision is exactly what I was just talking about, bringing them to a sales page. Once you brought them to a sales page from that free demo, really you want to be selling to them. But if you don't, you've got a lead. So now what have you got? Email marketing. Which means now you can keep marketing to them because not everyone's ready to buy when you're selling. And that's what the action is. And then now they review it and give referrals, and then it starts all over again. So what I want to look at is a real life funnel. So down here where you've got the awareness and prospect, I call this a lead magnet. You all need to think, and this still works for you because anybody even in procurement that's looking at you, if they can get this and download it, it establishes you as an authority and they know that what you've put in the tender is now backed up. So whatever report you do get put together, really it would be a report for you. It would need to cross the T's and dots the I's of what procurement's looking for, not the care home. I think for you, you need to understand who your target audience is. Is it the person who's put the tender out? Does that make sense? That will win it and pay you? Or is it the care? Yeah, you need to be clear around that. But all of you, in terms of a funnel, need to create that lead magnet. So whether it's a free report, it's a tips, it's a free tutorial. I don't know if any of you have heard of Thinkific. Thinkific is an educational platform. It's really easy to use. You've also got Teachable. If you go in Google and you start typing them in, they'll all come up. But Thinkific is just really easy to use, and it's free. I think your first 5 courses you can upload for free. So if you wanted to just maybe put a free tutorial together and test it, does that make any sense? This is a really nice platform to do it on. You could just stand up and video and do it, or you could even get some PowerPoint slides made up and just talk over the PowerPoint. You can actually do that in PowerPoint, by the way. You can just, record over slides, and you might just even test it, just get started. You might, even if you want to give the tips and advice, you might do it in tutorial format if you wanted to see how it works. But all of you need to create some form of lead magnet. But again, you need to think to yourself, what can you give away? What information can you give away that would make your target audience leave their email address? At this stage here, what you want is the lead. You want an email address. So you need to create something in exchange for an email address. And you can have different lead magnets, by the way, because you might, especially for you guys that are into, you've both got bridal clients, but then you've also got skin treatments, hair treatments. So you might actually think about your range, and it might be that you end up with 5 lead magnets, by the way, where it's just 5 free reports. So it's about thinking about what you're going to do. Even for yourself, I think, even if you, I don't know, you can answer it. if someone wanted to buy vegan hair and makeup, if you looked it online, where it would make sense, what information is offered on that, you might find that, I think you're right, a guide's going to work really, really well for you that will just tell someone where to get it from, what the price point's like, yeah, what skin is it good for, oily, normal, just a guide, or because it's not makeup that you can just get from anywhere. So it's a guide of, depending on who you are, where you're coming from, and what you're looking for. These are the best places to go for you, and these are the prices. Someone would download that and leave their email address. Malawi, you're lucky. I think your market isn't saturated yet. So I think someone would easily give an email address away to find out what could be the cause of their hormones that's causing, different things that are going on in their body. So once you've created their lead magnet, what you want to do at this next thing, you do want to upsell. So you want a customer. So they've got the lead magnet, and what often works really well, and this is how ClickFunnels works, by the way. There's different softwares out there, but this by far is my favourite. And this is what I use.
So when you use, because I went on the ClickFunnels website, so how does it, so you give them your details and they do it for you, or do they?
You do it for yourself, but again, it's a bit like a Wix platform. It's really easy to use, or you can get someone to do it for you. With ClickFunnels, the strategy is more important than being technical. They're actually really good at helping you. So they will give you examples of different lead magnet pages. Does that make sense? And literally, it's just like a drag and drop. So you get to create a landing page. So the idea is down here, which is what we're covering this afternoon after lunch. Down here, you've got social media. And what you're doing is you're driving the traffic from social media to a landing page, whereas you're offering your lead magnet and you want them to enter an email. So this is where, but social media, this is where the strategy, you have to get your respect on social media, that someone recognizes you as an authority enough to leave social media to go to your landing page. And that's what the challenge can be. And that's why Facebook does work so well, because it can be so targeted. Because if you think about platforms like YouTube, people don't leave YouTube. It's a TV station, essentially. YouTube has replaced TV. And people don't tend to think about it. If you see something come up on the TV of a website address, do you run to your laptop to go and type it in? You don't. It's just a lot of traditional marketing has gone over to traditional marketing. There's some things about it that hasn't changed. You're already on Facebook and you're already on the internet. You're already on Instagram. You're already on the internet. So if someone thinks, yep, I know what you're talking about, you're going to find it easier to push them to your landing page. But they need to see you and recognize you as a figure of an authority and someone that knows what they're talking about to want to lead that social media platform. So you get to your lead magnet where you're going to be offering something in return for an email address. Once they've got that in ClickFunnels, then what can happen is a page can come up. And that page will be something like, I'm so glad that you've decided to take my 5 tips on the best approach for your skin and hair on how to get married. I'm going to now offer you a one-time offer of my ebook for literally just the postage and packaging that will take you through a 12 step-by-step over the next 12 months, what you need to do to be able to have the weight you desire, the skin you desire, and the hair that you desire for your big day. And I'm going to give this to you for absolutely free. All I ask for is the cost of the postage and packaging. Now, they've paid postage and packaging that might be something like $6.95, but you've now got a customer that pays $6.95, and that can now go back into your marketing cost. So after they've bought the book, you might upsell them again. It could be you do it at a later date with an email, and I'll get onto the email in a minute. But now they've bought the book. It's like, no, now you've got my book. This is a wealth of information I've learned over the last 10 years. I've had customers that can't thank me enough for the work that I've done for them. You might put some video reviews in there. And then you'll say, you know what, I'll do a year package where I've worked with hundreds of people over the years. For this one time only, I'm going to give you this package for X amount, and it's usually X. If you sign up today, you can either pay all in one or you can make an installment of 3, whatever the case may be. So again, you've got a video that says that. So now you've just upsold them a higher value product. So now that course, I don't know, might have been 495, 995, whatever the case may be. Now, after they've bought that and you've done a free consultation with them, at that point, you might upsell them again to say, you know, after the wedding, it can be really stressful because you've been such a valid customer of mine. If you sign in for another year, I'll be able to do all your hair removal, blah, 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 for the next year if you just sign up now. But can you see, you can keep, and then what will happen is you'll have people that just gave an email address. You'll have people that upsold on the book but didn't go anywhere else. Again, you've now got these people that have bought the wedding package, but after they got married, what's happened to them? So now what you need is email marketing. We're going to cover that further on. Because now you've got to create something called a soap opera series email, where you're constantly sending out different emails to different groups, all to be able to get them in the funnel to either upsell or cross-sell. So hopefully that gives you an example of what a funnel looks like. And ClickFunnels is just the software that you use to be able to create something like this. And what we'll do at the end of the day at 4 o'clock, I'm going to take you through some live examples of ClickFunnels that I've created so you can visually see how it works. Like you can see my Instagram and Facebook ad to where they go on the landing page to what you do and what you do. And you'll also see the video of me popping up or video explainers popping up. But this essentially is how a digital sales funnel works. And this does work.
This is what I struggle with, right? Like,
Is how it works for you?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Care home owners, I have got them. I know their email address, I know their telephone number, I know where they live, right? But
I would say that even though your business comes from procurement, it sounds like there's an opportunity for you to have another stream of income, and it sounds like that marketing can be pretty much started from scratch and hasn't got anything to do with the procurement side of your business. So I do think that Facebook would be a good way to target them. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's only because I've got a funeral client actually, why I know this. Care homes like live events. They like free training as well. So the same free training that you're giving away to your staff at the minute, there's no reason, because think about it, you've got that set up. You could be offering that as your lead magnet to the care home. Yeah. I won't charge you. Yeah, so that's what you... That's your lead magnet, yeah.
What I find sometimes as well, when you're doing a lot of this stuff, it doesn't actually relate directly to what you're trying to sell.
No, it so doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because that's what the funnel is. Malawa couldn't have said it better. What you're trying to sell sits at the top level of the funnel. Because that is the higher value product. So some people, like we've all heard of Tony Robbins, he probably didn't even have funnels anymore. When he started off and he had a funnel, his top product would have been like $50,000. See, in America, that's what they're good at. They're good at starting you at $3 to $1 to $10 to $20. Their funnels have got like about 30 steps to them. So when you get to the top, yeah, you're at like 500K. And they're really, really good at it. They're really good at it.
An American guy, I think he does that motivational stuff. And he said that free book, when I went to check out that 17 quid that to get his posted to me.
That was just a book.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, after you read the book, you was going to be upsold to something else, something else, and something else, and something else.
Yeah, I've had lots of emails of since then.
Yeah, but still, guys, like my husband says the same thing. But if I didn't keep reading motivational books or going to these type of things, it kind of keeps you on track. It keeps you going. Like my favourite expression is little by little you build your power. Once you do one thing, I promise you, once you finish the website, you're going to be, you will, I can tell you for free, once you finish your book, it's going to give you this, right, I've done this, I've got to keep going. It's just momentum. And once you build that momentum, it's like anything. Like I've gotten to over the stage over the years, especially the last year and a half. Like my friends are dwindling. It's not even personal. It's just that where my headspace is of an evening, if you said, what do I want to do and what makes me happy? I'll be like, right, let me go check my ClickFunnels account. What could I be doing more? Like I hear about new software. Like I've discovered this new software called ManyChat, and it's about a bot. So when you visit someone's page, you know you've got those chat rooms when you visit someone's page and it says, can I help? You know that's not a person, and it's what they call a bot. But this bot is really powerful in terms of getting more followers. So I'm sad enough to be sitting down at 9 o'clock at night reading about that and figuring out about it, rather than maybe wanting to do something more social like what I would want to do. You know, this week I got a big kick up the bum and my son said to me, "Mummy, you don't like playing games, do you?" He's like, "Only Daddy likes to play games." And I thought, okay, but I'm far too serious. Maybe I need to. But then I've got boys. No, I don't really want to kick a ball about. I don't. But yeah, it did. It made me check myself. There's got to be that balance. But you do. Once you get into this and you start seeing that when you tweak one little bit of the funnel, what a difference it can make. My candles, I had a video of myself selling the candles. When I changed that to a slideshow, my leads tripled. There are small little things that you will do with this. It's not something you can just start and expect the results overnight. But once you get into how to do the mechanics of it, especially when you're outsourcing individual bits, you start now to understand the overall strategy of something. So you now start to understand, okay, let me tweak this, let me tweak that. And then you start seeing the difference in the stats. I hate numbers. And I've had to learn to get my head around them on, how much does a lead cost? What does it convert to? And again, ClickFunnels does work all that out for you as well. So probably one of my favourite parts is digital sales funnel. They can be fun, and you do just sometimes have to think outside the box. You've got to literally think to yourself, what is someone going to give me their email details for? Why is someone going to want to be able to go on my marketing list, especially when people don't like being bombarded anymore? And we are going to go into email marketing further on down the line.